Hi, and welcome to the 16th installment of Unboxing Bowie by Harold. And today we're going to do something very special once again, because oh boy, what a weekend it has been. It has been the weekend in which the 6th big box set of Bowie has been released. I can't give everything away. Well, they didn't, but almost everything. And I'm going to talk about this extensively. But first, some history. Because this is the 6th box set in the series, and it's a series in which they cover all big Bowie albums, all studio albums, as of his second album that we all know as either David Bowie, Man of Words, Man of Music, or Space Oddity. Well, it's all the same album, and it was his first great studio album, one might say. 5 box sets so far. The first one covered the first period, starting with this Space Oddity period through to pin-ups, so 69, 73. And then the second one covered the period from Diamond Dogs through to Station. This is a really great box, this one, with all the great stuff in between. This whole transition that he made as a musician in those 2.5 years was incredible. And then after that we have a new career in a new town, covering mainly the low Heroes years and also Scary Monsters, and a little bit after that. Then the fourth was his, well, one might say commercially it was very successful, maybe artistically not so much. So it's basically from Let's Down through to Never Let Me Down. And then after that his return to film with the Brilliant Adventures box set, covering everything from the Buddha of Suburbia and Black Tie White Noise through to the then unreleased album Toy, which got released much later through this box. Very nice, this one, very interesting, high artistic value, great. So now we have number 6, and number 6 is also the final box I take it, because it covers the last 4 studio albums of Bowie. And before we go into that, I said Scary Monsters, or maybe I didn't. Scary Monsters was the last album that Bowie and Tony Visconti made together. Tony Visconti is very, very important for Bowie's career. He's the producer of the Space Oddity album. He's the producer of The Man Who Sold the World. He's the producer of Heroes. He's also the producer of Low and Scary Monsters, obviously. After Scary Monsters, they did one thing together yet, and that was the Baal EP. Baal was a play by Bertolt Brecht, and Bowie starred in that, in the television adaptation of that, and there were 5 songs involved, and they re-recorded those 5 songs, and that was the last stint of Tony Visconti in 1981 until fast forward 1998, when they reconvened to record 2 songs. The first one was Safe, and Safe was a song that was meant to be to feature in a movie called Rugrats, but unfortunately the scene where it was meant to be was deleted, so also the song ended up on the cutting room floor. And the other one was Mother. It's a song by John Lennon, and there were plans to release a tribute album, John Lennon tribute album, in 2000 for his 60th birthday. So Bowie recorded Mother together with Visconti, but also this idea got shelved. So you can find that song, but not legally. So in 1998 they reconvened, they started working together, and this eventually ended up in recording a full album, and that full album is Hidden. It's an album that was released in 2002, and it's a great album. It was really a return to form, and like every album ever since Scary Monsters, they called it the best album since Scary Monsters. I don't agree, but that's what they said then. So the second album that is featured in this huge box is Reality. Interesting. That's one of the best songs Bowie ever made on it. I Bring You the Disco King, and a lot of other interesting material as well. Then there was sort of a lot of silence, no albums. That also had to do with the fact that Bowie, after Reality, he went on a massive world tour, reality tour, a reality tour, I should say, and he suffered from a heart attack, and so he suddenly quit. He ended the tour prematurely, and then after that, he only very sparsely came on stage, and he didn't record much for himself until the 8th of January 2013. Suddenly the next day came out, and what a day it was, because there are some great songs on this one. Also not so great, but most of it is really very good. And if that wasn't enough, shortly after that he also released an EP. Not like this, I'll tell you that later. An EP with some more tracks that also were recorded during the next day as sessions. Then after that he really went on. He recorded a song with the Maria Schneider Orchestra, which was called Sue in a Season of Crime, as a single. He met a great saxophone player there, Donny McCaslin, and Donny McCaslin is the one who was the musical director of Bowie's final act, the wonderful, the brilliant, the great Black Star. That was his last LP, you might say. There were also some other songs that he recorded then, which had to do with the musical Lazarus, and they were released a bit later as an EP as well. It's called the No Plan EP, and it features a song that's called a No Plan. So that's a lot of information, and that's a lot of stuff, and it's only 4 albums, and yet they managed to squeeze 18 vinyl discs into a massive box set. So apart from these studio albums, we have 2 live sets that are included as well. A great live set that was broadly available as a bootleg, but not really as an official release. It's a concert in Montreux in 2002, and that's very interesting because it features almost the whole album of Low played live. There's one song, Weeping Wall, that's missing, but the rest of the album is also played. So that's a great live album, and that's in this box. It's only in this box. If you look for it as a separate release, tough luck. I'm sorry. The second live album that's on here is a reality tour that was already released a few years ago in 2010 as a CD, and a bit later as a 4-disc vinyl album, and it's still great. So there are the 2 live albums, and then we also have the Recall. It's on all these boxes. There are some discs with extra tracks, and think about remixes, B-sides, and also some side work. In this case, for instance, a song that he recorded with Earl Slick, my great friend Earl Slick, the guitar player, and also one, and that is really great, a song that he did with Kristeen Young. It's a lady that has not many a big following. Not many people know her, and if they know her, they usually know her through Bowie. This is a great album. It's called Breasticles, and on this, the best song I must say is called Saviour, and Bowie is featured on that song. It's really worthwhile. So if you can find this, which is hard, if you can find it, check it out. Please do. He also did some other collaborations, for instance with Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Scarlett Johansson. It's not on this album. And with a Scandinavian band called Kashmir, he recorded a great song. It's called The Cynic, produced by Tony Visconti. Incidentally, it's not in here. So, like always, there is something left to be desired, but still is very interesting. There's a lot of material. Mainly B-sides, very interesting, very nice B-sides. I would urge you to listen to the song When the Boys Come Marching Home. That is really beautiful. So now, on to the box, because I haven't opened it yet, really, so I really hope that this film is going well in one take, as I usually do it. So I'll try to get it out of it. I drink what now? Oh yeah, by the way, what I really don't understand, and sometimes I really think, Parlophone, do you get the damn at all? And it says here, includes 3 original studio albums. There are 4 original studio albums in this box, and even if the last one, Black Star, has not been remastered, which is possible, that they only remastered the only 3, it's still on here, and the same text goes with the CD version. So, do they have an editor to check this out? I don't think so. This also goes for the artwork. It is, almost every picture of Bowie is great, so that's not a problem. But then, if you take into consideration that Mr. Barnbrook did the artwork for 3 of the 4 albums inside, and then they put this on the album, and I think, well, what's a nice color? Well, I think blue is a nice color. Well, let's pick the blandest shade of blue then to put on here, and well, what about Times New Roman? Good idea. I mean, it looks like Times New Roman. I'm not sure, but it's a letter type. It's a type like Times New Roman. I don't get it. It's not really. It doesn't look like they have given it much thought, which is a shame. Boy, this is really heavy, but it's 18 discs, Don't forget about that. That's really great. So here they go, and of course, apart from the albums itself, the thing that is most interesting is the book. Used book. Absolutely magnificent. Covering all sorts of stages of those last 14, 15 years. Wonderful liner notes by Tony Visconti, new notes, in which he incidentally tweaks history a little bit. Well, there you go. But really, really, absolutely magnificent stuff in here in the box. Oh, sorry, darling. So only for this book, it's worthwhile. It's a lot of money, but it's worthwhile. And then we have the discs, obviously. All these discs are in here. Like I said, it's hidden. And very funny is that they put it in a normal sleeve, which is very wise. You always use that. But they also put in an extra sleeve. Don't ask me why, but it's really interesting to look at. So, hidden, then the Montreux album. It's not a gatefold, that's a pity, but still, the inserts are also incredible. Albums. Really, really, really beautiful. Really well done. And it's a 4-disc album because, well, there's a lot of music on it because he played all of Low. Yeah, that's not so strange then. But boy, oh boy. And I was really looking forward to this set, to Montreux, because that's one that I only have on bootleg, obviously. And the sound quality is pristine. I mean, the way Bowie's vocals come out is really great. It's really, really great. Now, Reality originally in 2003 was not released as a vinyl album. It was released a bit later on Music on Vinyl, which is a bit of sidelining label. But now it's on Parlophone for the first time. Then we have a Reality tour, 3 discs this time. It's very nice. Probably a lot of you already own that. And I think this one is the one on colored vinyl. Yeah, they're on blue vinyl. That's the only one. It's the only album that is on blue vinyl, so check that one out as well. And then we have The Next Day, which is a gatefold, and it also contains 2 discs. This EP, this was not released as an EP, it was released originally somewhere around 2003 in this little box on a CD only, and it contained the normal Next Day album, 14 tracks, and then a 10-track extras EP containing all the extras. They did remix of the Venetian remix of I'd Rather Go High, Be High, and also 4 videos on here. So that was an extra release. And what it did afterwards is put the songs on an EP, but that was only in 2022. So before that, it wasn't on vinyl. I could say more about that, but well, that gets a bit too detailed then, I guess. And then we have the wonderful, wonderful Black Star, also with the plastic insert. This appears to be very bad for her album, so probably take it out and put it in a normal record sleeve, because otherwise it gets scratched all the way. But I mean, the way this looks is quite amazing, I must say, still. And it's one of his best albums. Better than Scary Monsters, if you ask me. And then also, once again, the No Plan EP. And then we have the Recall, which is, I think, 3 albums. Is it 3? Is it 4? 1. Recall 6. 1, 2. No, it's 4 albums as well. And like I said, it contains a lot of interesting stuff. A live version of Arnold Lane together with David Gilmour. What's not in there is Comfortably Numb, which he also recorded on the same night. It's a live version with David Gilmour, which is a pity. That's one of the things to be desired. There's also a collaboration with Arctic Monkeys, which is very nice. But what is missing is the collaboration with Alicia Keys that he also did. So, like I said, there's some things to be left to be desired, and which is okay, because we have time, we can wait. There's also the CDs. What's always special about the CDs in these boxes is that the CDs themselves are on gold. Are gold plated, gold colored. It's not gold, of course not. But you know, it looks gold, as opposed to the normal set that you can buy in a year. I think the breakout CDs, which are on silver colored CDs. So, but it's the same. It's 13 discs instead of 18. It's also quite heavy, nice, and it's a bit more budgetary, doable, I might say. Then, I think this is it. I think that all in all, the music on this box is absolutely ravishing, because the final stages of Bowie's career were great. As of even a bit earlier with Hours and Toy, he made really some great records. And these 4 albums, and also the extensive live tour that he did with great bands that he used for that, it's all very much worthwhile. And so there's a lot of to enjoy in this box set, and it's really ridiculously expensive, I know that, but if you really like Bowie and a lot of what's in here you don't have, maybe it's worthwhile to try to get it. Like I said, I think this will be the last big box set. So now, what can we be looking into for next time? Well, what I really hope for already more than 10 years, that there will be a Tin Machine box. It's a very much overlooked period. Both the 2 Tin Machine studio albums and a live album have been neglected largely over the last 25 years, I might say. But also his live work in 1990 on the Sound of Vision tour with Adrian Belew. He did so many different songs in all these countries, and there are so many good recordings of that on radio shows and everything, that I really would hope that they will release something of that in the foreseeable future. That would be really nice. But especially Tin Machine, then I really would like that. So, all in all, this one, I Can't Give Everything Away, like I said, they didn't give everything away. They withheld some stuff. Uh, some collaborations are not on there. It's probably to do with rights, legal rights and everything, which is a pity. But uh, great stuff, absolutely great stuff. Looking good. Apart from the general artwork, I really find it a bit disappointing. But okay, um, you can't have it all. Like I said, I can't give everything away. So that's it, I guess. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, enjoy the music and God bless.